Yes, the relationship which is elemental to do with blood and the body, but then which changes and becomes a sort of, I mean, she never really lets him go. You know, that for example, their relationship is never one of adult with adult. It's very much mother with child. And that's part, in a way, of the problem she's having, in that she doesn't see him as separate from herself. She sees him almost as part of her body. And I suppose if you were to see, if you were a mother and you saw your son actually being crucified, I think something very elemental would happen, where you would imagine him as a baby, where you would think of his body. Mm-hmm. Because crucifixion is such a display of the body, and it's so cruel. And so I think that relationship in this book between mother and son remains elemental and physical. No, I'm not. I'm what's called a lapsed Irish Catholic. You know, I'm a former Irish Catholic, which I think there are many of us now. I wrote a book in the 90s, in the mid-90s, called The Sign of the Cross, Travels in Catholic Europe. And I went to Lourdes. I went to Częstochowa in Poland. You know, I went to Medjugorje in Bosnia-Herzegovina. I mean, I went to many places where the Virgin was said to have appeared, or where there was a special devotion to the Virgin. So the idea of religion as something like a bedrock in our society that we ignore and a lot of us don't pay the attention to. But actually, you see, I think at that time, the Roman Empire is moving in slowly into Jewish society. So there's a clash between two things. So there's an opening now. I mean, people can make more money. New coins are appearing, new words are appearing, new laws are appearing. And it's almost like a moment in the history of colonialism, you know, where suddenly some people have more power than before, but also belief is dying, and there's an opening. And he emerges in this time. I don't think he could not have emerged without the Romans, but there had to be some sort of opening, new roads, new systems of transport, and a new, maybe even way of thinking, where people wanted the Redeemer. You know, they wanted something to come that would lift them out of the material world. And some of it belongs very much to the Jewish tradition. And my book is very much a Jewish book. You know, in other words, it's not claiming that Jesus was a redeemer, but it is looking at him as someone who was actually sacrificed, and he is in some way. It's almost a Muslim Jesus. He's almost a prophet rather than the Son of God. But also, of course, the shadow of the idea of the Son of God is there. So I'm playing with certain traditions, including the Christian one, but also the Muslim one and the Jewish one.